So Tom said to me, well, you know, we brought in 51 customers in January, new customers. So it was a big month. And there's a couple of reasons I did that is because I'm sick to death of hearing people say, oh, but no one's got any money in January. It's after Christmas. No one ever spends any money after Christmas. Well, guess what? That's just baloney. I don't know where that comes from.
They still have to clean their house, though.
Well, you know what? And I'll tell you what, people still get sick. So what happened is I just basically put it out there, and I do a lot of events. Does anybody do events? One-on-ones, one-on-twos, coffee shop interviews? Yep. I do about 5 a week. Has anybody come from party plan background before?
No, Linda.
How many parties a week would the average party gal do?
When I was in it, I was a better than average. I was trying 2 or 3 a week. That was. Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So my training is that you just get in front of people. Because I was a brand ambassador, I was a company owner. I didn't know that. Sorry. I started without a team, so everybody in my team is actually already in longevity, and they were under my key person, including my sisters and my nieces and my neighbours and all my gym friends, and everybody I know is already in longevity. So you know, I thought, radio. So I had to go back to basics. And so what's the very first thing you have to do when you're starting a business in either party plan or network marketing? What's the first thing you do?
Make a list.
You make a list. That's exactly what I did. So I sat down, I said to Gary, okay, we better start making a list. So I started making a list, and then I thought, well, this is going nowhere. I know a lot of people, but they're already in longevity. Because longevity took across our database. So what happened is I started doing coffee shop interviews. Is everybody familiar with the coffee shop interviews? If you're not, then I'm surprised. Yeah. And I do a lot of one-on-one coffee shop interviews. I do a lot of one-on-twos, one-on-threes, some one-on-nones. You know how it works. You've got kind of on your own. So I use that time to catch up, and now I know how to move the documents around the app. I'll be doing that once I work that out from Scott's Cook today. So that's what I did. The other thing I use extensively, which I just love, I love this tool. I love the health evaluation survey that Paul Coda's got. I just love it.
Tell them which one.
Cheryl Morley and Paul Coda's. And it is so simple to use. So I have a great contact. My next door neighbour is now a distributor. And she was a director with Mary Kay, and she said, look, she marched in one day and basically said, okay, I need to use your products. She struggles with depression, and she now swears by these products. Within 2 weeks, she said, this is my happy drink. Anyway, she is the regional director for Lorna Jane, which is a lifestyle company, active wear, like Lululemon, which is a Canadian company. And I know they have Lorna Jane over here as well. So she said, would you like to do events at Lorna Jane? I said, sure. I'll do them every week. So I do them every Saturday between 11 and 2. And I rock up with my longevity down under t-shirt on, and I don't talk about nature and I just have some drinks. I have the 90 for life, and I also have the hand sanitizer that we have because at the moment it's going like hotcakes, okay? I could certainly give some of that to you to try. And anyway, so I would say go up to Jenny, sorry, and I'd say, hi Jenny. Normally it's the men I talk to, I've got to tell you, because their wives are shopping, so they hang around and, oh, what are you selling today? Nothing. Not really. And this is a conversation that happens. So, you know, do you exercise yourself? They go, do I look like I exercise? And I say, well, you know what? You're in the right place to start, so surely that's a positive, okay? So I said, no, why are you standing here talking to me? Here, have a drink of this. So I give them a drink of the BTT and they love the taste of that. They look at the greens, super greens with suspicion. I give them a drink of that. I give them the osteo and they all hate the taste of that. And then I say to them, I use Sanjeev's line, well, you know, I know, but, you know, eventually what I'll say, how do you like the taste of osteoporosis? But anyway, that's Sanjeev's line. So then I say, so have you had your health score measured before? No? What's that? Have you had your health score measured? No. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I can't do it. I won't. What's that? Really? You haven't had it done? Oh my gosh, you're going to be amazed at this. Because guess what? People who walk into those shops, they're either wanting to do exercise or they already are. Okay, so because they're walking in, and it's hard to avoid a shop like that. I love it. I just go crazy in those shops. So I want to do something. Look, you know, what's your phone number? And I want someone's story. So I grab your phone number, and then I put down Jenny Smith, and I met at Lorna Jane. So I'm going to send you right now. So I'm Jeanette, and you know, by this time she's had a drink of everything. It takes all of 5 minutes, and then I'm going to send you this health evaluation. So you're going to come back with your own health score. You're going to love this because it's going to give you a really good snapshot right this second of where you are with your health. And guess what? That's what I do. And I mean, I've had people, one woman, I had a coffee shop interview with her in November, and she said, look, I've been to a naturopathic doctor, I've spent $500 and I just want to give it a go. I said, that's fine. Believe me, if you spent that much money, I'd be wanting to do that too. And just last week, she came back and, okay, I'm ready to start this product. She said, I can't tell any difference after using these naturopathic products for the last 4 months. And I met her in October. So now we're in February. So that's how long it can take. But the good thing about having people's phone up, I can see when they look at that link, it comes back with the four score health categories, and some people are seriously sick, really sick. I did a coffee shop interview with 8 people, so I guess it was a coffee 8. And out of that day, I had 5 people order as a result of that day. Now, those people are not directly under me now because they were actually through the gal who set it up, because why wouldn't they join the company if she's got 5 people there wanting to order? So that's a really good tool for building relationships as well. But I absolutely love this because I don't take papers anywhere. I don't take printouts. I don't do that stuff because I can't. Firstly, I still haven't bought myself a laminator. And secondly, it's easy to just use the app and just send it to them.
So what kind of business is it that you're setting up in?
It's like, what's a
Athleta wear, like Lululemon.
Yeah, do you know those shops?
Yeah.
It's the same. I'm not so technical. And so basically, she's now got me 3 different Lorna Janes. It's actually how I met my Chinese contact, and that's another story. But you know what? The reality is that he was there with his sister, who was shopping from China. She'd come over for January, then they were going back for Chinese New Year, and so I was chatting with him, and basically that's how it started. And he was in Box Hill, and so I've been to see him, done some presentations, and it's been a really great opportunity to meet people. So I sent him the health score thing. He said, does it come in Mandarin? No, it doesn't come in Mandarin, but you know, he can read English. It's a really good tool. And if you're looking at a way to build a list from scratch like I've done, has it been easy? No. Has it been simple? Yeah. Simple to follow. It's not hard. There's a link, I'll send it to you, and you fill it in, and it just comes back to me and tells me what recommends what products you should be using. And there's every product there. Basically, there's the optimal health plan, then there's the subsidiary products, right down to just the liquid minerals. And Paul believes this. He believes that everybody deserves some introduction to good health. It's a really good tool. So for me, the 51, I had people falling. I literally on the last day of January, I was literally on the phone from 9 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, just putting people's orders in, talking through what they needed, sending out this health evaluation survey. And I did it deliberately because I really wanted to prove to people that there's no such thing as no money after Christmas. So if you are telling yourself that story, then you just have to get rid of it, okay? It doesn't work that way.
did a lot of those people get on auto ships?
Chinese don't. That's another story.
No.
Healthy Body Pack do,
Yeah.
because I won't take them unless they're prepared to go on 3 months auto ship. Because I always use, I had Dr. Glenn advise me when I started in this company. He said, if you're not prepared to do this for 3 months, then don't bother starting, you're wasting your money. So I say that to my customers. I said, this, well, everybody knows that it takes at least 90 to 120 to 160, 80 days to basically to build one cell. And there's no point in expecting a miracle result. So, no, I'm not prepared to take the order. Oh, do you have samples? No. All it means is you like the taste of it. You may not though, that's okay. So what brought you here today? Bang, I'm not gonna go down that path. I haven't got time. There's too many other lemons and apples. I've got a lemon tree at home. There's loads of lemons down home. Why do you always insist on going for the lemon at the top of the tree? Or the apple or the whale's story. There's a lot of low-lying fruit around as well. There's a lot of people, when you say, have you had your health score measured before? Have you ever had your health score done? Do you know what your health score is? What's your health score? What's that? Do any of you know what a health score is? Hands up. Do you guys at the back know what a health score is? You don't know. Wow. You don't know what your health score is? Are you curious about it? Yeah. Are you curious about it? Great. There you go. It's really simple.
You're talking about the health scores, yeah, they have longevity to go out, they use that one.
No.
I don't use the Cheryl.
I use Cheryl and Paul one because it's more detailed as well. Comes back with 4 categories: hard tissue, soft tissue, digestion, and blood sugar. And it's a really detailed survey. And but besides that, when I started, they didn't have that one. So yes, I've been using the health score thing now for about I think I took it on October 2018, and I let other people on my team use it and that comes back to me, and then I guide them through how they can talk to their people about it.
My MyNeighborLife.com, can I use that as well?
I don't know what it's for. I think it's just help. I don't know where it comes from.
It's
It comes from the health
info.
Sorry?
It's 90forlife.info.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the health valuation. So I have no idea how to get onto it because I'm already on it. But what I do if I have a coffee shop interview with them, and I basically print it off, I take it with me to the coffee shop interview. I say, look, this is what it looks like, and they know. And one of my contacts had a minus 156 out of 100. And he's 47 years of age. He's got 3 kids and runs a full-time. He's a baker. He runs his own amazing coffee shop, baking shop in the northern suburbs of Melbourne, and he works like 15 hours a day. He's got 3 kids on 5. And he is so sick, this guy. So basically, I just say, you know what? How's that working out for you? That's my favourite line, sorry. So how's that working out for you? What are you doing? And they say, well, it's not. I said, well, give this a go. What do you got to lose? I'll tell you what you have got to lose is a few of those negative points, and you'll end up being positive. So then what I do is I get the bullet in again 3 months' time. Yes, James.
Get them to do what?
Bullet in again 3 months after that.
Oh, yeah, you benchmark it, right. So you get the score yourself. It also emails them their score, and then you reach back out to them and say, hey, got your score. Did you get a chance to look at it?
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, and then do they respond sometimes? No, because they bury their heads in the sand.
Sure.
Does it work every time? No. Does every lead I talk to go anywhere? No. It's probably my hit rate's about 3 in 10. Is that pretty normal, Tom? Probably about 3 in 10, I reckon. 3 in 10. Brilliant.
It does.
Does it tell them what products, or you just know that if depending on which pack that they need, then you know what
It
product?
just comes back with the basic Healthy Body Start Pack. And there's a couple of those. Then it comes down with a score. Now this is really interesting. So for example, and I've got to tell you, there's something in it that is really, really, I can't describe how that felt when I read this. I had a really close friend in Melbourne who, with a leader with another group, you know, I've become great friends with all the leaders across the years, and many of you have been with other companies, but it doesn't change the friendships that you make. And she had breast cancer 5 years ago. And then it was one of the first times I sent this to, I used it, and it just hit me like a brick wall. And the last 3 things in the health evaluation survey is, what are your 3 main health goals?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, I don't want to get breast cancer again.
Yes.
I went, so I'm going to tell you a bit of a story about my daughter. Okay, now this is
We are recording this thing.
okay, right, so that's who's going to see this, the whole longevity world? Okay, because she's in longevity. But she was actually in, she lives in San Diego, so she has a neurological disorder called narcolepsy with cataplexy. Does anybody know what that is? So when she was 15, she got a very bad dose of glandular fever, and it killed off the part of the brain that produces the wake-up hormone. So, and that's what sent me down the pathway of, there's nothing I don't know about sleep. Not a thing. I've been to every single workshop, conference, you name it. I've flown to San Francisco, put myself in front of specialists, trying to find out some solution to this problem. So she doesn't wake up and she doesn't go to sleep without drugs. That's how it works. That's just the way it is. They're like living in the limbo land. But what happens, the body craves carbohydrates. And it not only craves it, it stores them, because when you're tired, that's what happens. You crave carbohydrates. And I won't show you the photos, but when we joined Longevity, she said to me, Mum, I really need to do something on this keto diet. Has anybody been on keto before?
Now.
I said, well, I don't know a lot about this stuff. I said, look, you're down the road, you're in Hillcrest in San Diego. I said, can't take that long to get to Chula Vista. I said, go and find out what they've got, and you know, they have little workshops and people there. I don't even know who it was that spent time with her. I think it was someone called Alan, who's got a lot of contacts in the Philippines, which I'm eternally grateful for this guy. Gosh, seriously, I don't even know who he is. And he, she came home, she said, Mum, I've got my own account now. I said, gosh, I hope they put you through me.
Yeah.
I'm happy that way, but that's another story. So I then had to, so she said, Mum, I'm doing this, I'm studying this, I'm studying this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. I'm like, okay, and I was in the whole mood, and I'm just going, Anyway, she's telling me all the things she's taken, and she's drinking this, and she's doing that, and she's doing all this stuff, and so she's lost, since she's been on the 90 for Life, the Keto 90 program, and she's lost over 60 kilos.
Wow.
Yeah, so you wouldn't recognise her. In fact, this is what happened last year, last February. I went to Utah and stayed with Hallie Red and spent time with those crazy guys in Utah. And I flew to LA, and I hadn't seen her because San Diego's a long way from Melbourne. And we agreed to have 3 days together, and we went to Universal Studios, which is such fun. And so she rang me to say, Mum, I arrived there at 8 o'clock in the morning. Mum, I'm not driving, the traffic's appalling. I'll meet you there at 2 o'clock. Okay. So I ended up having a coffee shop interview with the waiter. That was good. It was really worthwhile. And anyway, she was in the foyer. I said, where are you? She said, I'm in the foyer of the hotel. I said, where? I'm walking around. Where are you? She said, I'm at the counter checking in. She turned around. I just burst into tears. I didn't recognise her. I didn't recognise her. So, you know, it comes to those sort of things, health scores, you start to see in the people's lives, and it's really, really empowering, because when this happens to you and you've got a good friend who says to you, I don't want to get breast cancer today, then you will go all out to help that person. Like, I know that I will not let anybody use sodium hypochlorite because it's the one household cleaning product that's been linked to breast cancer, okay? I know this, and if anybody's been sick. So, you know what, that's the kind of stuff that happens to you when you become part of this crazy company. you know, you make lifelong friends and you find out all these health stories, and it's crazy.
What was your daughter exposed to again? Is that what?
She had glandular fever, and
Oh,
she's got
okay.
narcolepsy with cataplexy.
Okay. Okay.
It's very ordinary, to be honest with you. But like any mother, has anybody got a chronically sick person in their life? You'll do anything to find out answers and solutions. Yep.
Has the longevity products helped that?
No, it can't. But it has helped her find health within herself. So the only thing that works is a drug called Xyrem, and it's on the banned list in Australia. And while she was taking it in Australia, it was costing us $1,200 every 20 days to pay for that drug. Because it wasn't what we call the PBS. Luckily, I was in the network marketing business. I was the owner of a business, and I could pay that kind of money. And then she came to the USA, and she became part of a health plan with her husband's company, which set it up here in the US, and it cost him $35. And I'm telling you, I didn't know that she was going to move to San Diego in 2016. I didn't know that in 2018 we'd become part of longevity. I didn't know I'd be standing here in Melbourne, Colorado, talking about this subject now. So it's amazing how God works and what happens, you know. So that's really my story, and I think the health evaluation surveys really put me into a space where it just really empowers you to help people, because you know where to go, what direction to go now. So if you want to know more about that, reach out to Paul Proto or
I'm not ringing them.
Okay, so she's a rock star, don't you think?
Yeah.
And you just didn't even know about this vertical of longevity. So you're taking all these vitamins and minerals, and you're speeding with the emergency brake on because your house is killing you. It's just crazy because we're taking all this poison. So the name of the game is understand that we have got so many verticals at longevity that you can use to get healthier. And if you want to, Denise has got that same health evaluation that she's talking about. So if you just go to Ask Denise and spell her name with a C, or she's going to come to your house, askdenise.com, and take the health evaluation, and we'll ship it over to you so you can figure out what's going on with you. But several of you have fibromyalgia, and you're taking all the you're doing everything right, and you still can't get better. Maybe your house is keeping you sick, and we don't know that. But just think about that. So just think about all the verticals. I mean, it's crazy. You've got the vitamins and minerals. Scott's got the healthcare plan that is something you can build a business.
everything.
Yeah, but you can build a business on Jeanette's vertical. You can build a business. And lots of companies only have that one lane for you, not longevity. So you say, no, that's not the lane. I mean, I'm not into having a clean house. I like illness. I like death. You say that's no problem.
Oh my goodness, I like
And then you've got other people that say, I don't like having to take vitamins and minerals. Okay, well, good. Well, you take oils. I mean, we have got every base covered if you'll just take advantage of the knowledge that's there for you to learn all the verticals, and then you're dropping people off right where they want to be. That's the key to what she's talking about right there. And we've got our young man here from Wallach's Warriors. He's got 45,000 people tracking him on Instagram right now. And he's pulling out all these clips. If you're not following him on Instagram, stand up.
What's his name?
Well, I have no idea what his name is.
I wrote it on the board. Wallach's Warriors.
No, your name.
My name's Ryan.
Ryan what?
Is that your page?
Alexander.
Is that your page?
Yeah.
Wallach's Warriors. Wow.
Yeah. So tell us about that.
You should use it. You should use it to build your business.
Come up here at
Because
the
most
camera.
people don't have more than. It's not that they don't have the time. They don't have the time to make the decision to make the time, right? So you're trying to convince somebody just take an hour and an open mind to watch this YouTube video. They won't. For the most part, it's less than 1 in 10. It's 1 in 30. That's terrible odds. You got 30 prospects. I don't want one of them. I want 15 of them to at least get the message. So if they are on Instagram, they do get it in little bite-sized chunks. It feeds it to them every day. We post 2-4 times a day. We do Q&As every 2 days, roughly. We've got 7,000 Q&As on there logged. And this is something that, you know, if you don't want to be a health expert and you've got a prospect and they have a serious problem, they can ask us. You know, we can answer it publicly, we can answer it privately, but it takes the buck away from you, just like we all defer to Dr. Wallace, so we can take that burden off you. And it's, like I said, it's in very digestible pieces. There's no ums and ahs, there's no pauses in between anything. Quick little beat, and it's over in 1 minute.
And you've got Wallach, you've got Glidden, you've got Fuchs, you've got Conway, you've got them all.
All of it.
Yeah, they're all right there in little short bite-sized bites.
And videos.
Wow, I'm just looking at it now. Your first post I just ticked there, I just liked was, and I love Instagram because it's a great way for people
Get over
to
here
see
on the
who you
camera so
are.
people can hear.
Sorry. It's talking about when doctors don't wash their hands. Pig farmers have strict regulations on cost and contamination. I've got to tell you about the pig farm I went to. Sorry.
This is contact memory right here.
Seriously. So what happened, I went down to Tasmania, and once again, it's a huge organic farm. So Glenn, pay attention to this.
Pay attention, Glenn.
And they had pigs. And all the residents, if you've been to a pig farm, then guess what you smell? Ammonia, because the urine is so strong. And these pigs are, they're in, and this is a free range farm, so but they have to at some point put them in pens. And they there's massive troughs that run underneath the wire, and they pee and they poo into this, right? And then every 35 seconds or 40 seconds, they spray them with disinfectant. And they squeal because it gets in their eyes. I've never forgotten this. I'm not joking. I had gumboots on, a red overcoat because I was there at this pig farm. And they literally sprayed it every 30 to 40 seconds. So this guy was saying, you know, how can I get this in a large quantity? The problem with environments is we're talking essential oils, you know, and they're expensive products, you know, they just are. You've got to source them, and that's the way they are. And he tried everything to get rid of the odour. So he basically, I gave him about a dozen of the 500 bottles we have in the larger sizes in Australia, and he tried it. And then they started using the same product in chicken farms. We could have gone down that path. But like Scott said, you know, just go for the low-lying fruit. Why would I need to bother when the people who were most interested in health were either sick people, so hello, that's a reason for wearing longevity, because everybody you talk to is sick. I want to talk to healthy people who want to stay that way. And then the other people we speak to is people with young kids, because they don't want their kids to be infected or by chemicals. I mean, I urge every one of you now to write this down. Go and Google a video called 10 Americans. Has anybody seen it? Not one of you. 10 Americans.
T-I-N or T-E-N?
10 Americans. 10 Americans.
10 Americans.
And it's run by the Environmental Working Group, which is an international organisation based in the USA. And you don't have to watch the full hour. I'm going to write it down. 10 Americans. Is that what the microphone? And then what you can do is it talks about. Thank you.
Oh, I have your.
That's okay. 10 Americans. And now, once you see that, you'll understand why we feel the way we do. Why we feel so passionately about this subject. What they do is they analyse the blood from 10 Americans. They rule out the air they're breathing, the water they're drinking, and the food they're eating. And they found 287 chemicals in their blood. I'm not going to say anything more. And you just have to watch that, and you'll know why I'm standing up here talking about chemicals in the home.
Why didn't they call it 10 Australians?
The wonderful thing is our scientist in France basically grades chemicals. And he basically, we always use what they call the EWG scale. And a lot of chemicals have scales between 4 and 6 and 8 to 10, and our products are between 1 and 2. Water has a 2, by the way. It's just the way it is, because water can be quite toxic in large doses. So it's a really interesting, but you have to watch that. I'm not joking. And I promise me you'll Google it and watch it, because once you do that, you'll want to get rid of every single toxic thing in your home. There's no way you'll be using those Clorox wipes again. No way.
Wish I did that work.
Sorry?
Wish we didn't do that work.
I know. Pick the low-lying fruit, okay? Stick to the people you talk to, because if you do that, then that power of influence is going to make such a big difference. It really is. Anyway, over to you, Tom. Sorry.
So do you realize that you're ripping off your friends and you're ripping off your business by being so focused on what you're in love with? And what you got to do is realize that you've got this entire, I mean, we pulled together, here's a catalog. If you guys don't have a catalog, here's a longevity catalog. If you guys want one, we pulled a whole bunch of them up here. But we've got so much that you don't know about, it's frightening. And the key is you can build a business on literally any part of it. And I want you to. Scott, come on up here with your beautiful wife, because these guys are ambassadors and they need to come to the front of the room. Because it's and my beautiful wife, Denise, do you want to come up too? What did I do? Where are you coming?
See, Scott?
Jeanette, beautiful job. But Scott and Juliet live right here in Longmont. I mean, I'm looking around the room at what people are in love with in this room. You know, you got Claire, who's an unbelievable naturopathic doctor, and she's all about the gut. And we've got, obviously, Linda McCormick is on fire about the Z-Radical and the Soothe. You got Marianne, who's in love with the I-26 and the keto. We got the Wallach Warrior guy, and who knows what he's not in love with. And you just go around here, and it's crazy. We got Taylor Mitchell. She's a naturopathic doctor in the room. And it's crazy, because so many people in this room are taking control of their, I mentioned the Wallach Warrior guy, right? So, Scott, you're a maniac, and you're doing the same thing. You're building a foundation of people with a health plan, and then adding on what they want to buy and what they need to that. You're building their qualifying QV and BV with it, and it's working like a charm for you, right?
It is.
Okay, good. Take it away.
No, what do you mean take it away? This is my only take it away.
Talk a little bit about what you're up to.
What do you guys really want to know? Honestly, what do you want to know? Every day we wake up, we go out the door, we're sitting with people, we're meeting with people, we're telling our story, we're listening to their story, we're sharing the longevity story, and then we put a plan of action together. Notice that? Strategy. We tell our story, we listen to their story, we share this company's story of longevity, tailor-made for them, so think about that. And then we're talking about what we could do together if we put our actions and our energies together, with longevity being a solution. Does that make sense? So bottom line is, you know, that's not a lucky thing. That is a strategic plan every single day with the desire to have an outcome. I think most people, I'm being candid and quite direct here, but hello to everybody online. I think what happens is inevitably people come and they're wowed by what Jeanette talked about. They're wowed. I mean, weren't you wowed? I was pretty wowed. I learned I could spray down my wife. Why do you look at me like that? and so we do have these amazing products, but here's what happens. Everybody goes back to their lives. You go back to your routines, you go back to your same old, and listen to what we just said. You have to go out every day and you have to listen to people. You have to tell your story, hear their story, talk about longevity as a solution for them, and set up a strategy for someone else's life. If you literally do that, whether it's the cleaning products, whether it's the essential oils, whether it's 90 for life, whether it's the cosmetics and the makeup, find a connection point with somebody else and solve their challenge, and your business will grow. If you do that, this works.
Yeah, we've had, obviously, a lot of mergers have come through longevity in the past few years. I haven't counted them up. We have Linda here from Heritage Makers. So Heritage Makers, and before that, Our Memories for Life, which used to be Creative Memories. So many of you probably heard of Creative Memories, a scrapbooking company from 1980s that was very big. So, you know, Linda, if you're meeting with a friend doing a coffee shop interview and she says, oh, I hate scrapbooking, I don't want to hear about scrapbooking.
We don't talk about it.
And you're in a scrapbooking company, right? You have some other arrows in your quiver. You don't have to talk about scrapbooking, but if you were still in scrapbooking company, that's all you would have to offer, and you'd have to start talking about the weather, because you're done. She's not going to do it. So I love that we have so many different choices, and to really train yourself to be a good listener, like Scott said, is where it's at, and not talk about just what you're excited about. I love scrapbooking. I still like the old-fashioned way where I put the stickers and cut out all the cute stuff, print the pictures and glue them in. And I also have learned to do the digital. So if I met someone who said, I wouldn't want to be bothered with all the stickers and all that creative stuff, then I'd say, well, you know what? It's super easy. Even Tom Chenault can whip out his phone and make a photo book or print a canvas in 5 minutes with our digital product. And, you know, if that didn't grab their attention and their eyes didn't light up, then we can talk about cleaners, we can talk about essential oils, jewelry, which I will always have on. Denise has hers on. So you've got that. You've got the nails, which I took mine off today to give them a rest. But Jen, hold up your nails. We have Jamberry nails that just merged with us. So we've got everything. We have how many things now? 4,000. So many. Yes, but of course it all goes back to the 90 for life. That's the internal health that we all need to get straight before we get out into the weeds, for sure. So,
And you've never walked into a grocery store or anything else, and what you just said was so many.
So many.
Have you ever said that when you walked into the grocery store? Oh, I cannot stand
Always.
this store. Too many products.
Oh,
I can't go somewhere. Amazon. I cannot stand Amazon. Too many products.
No, I would just say there's a lot, it's easy to get, but that's why we're usually building the business in relationship,
Correct.
right? And that's why this all works, is that we have the relationship. Otherwise, somebody just said the other day, wait, you have what? I didn't see that on the website. Well, of course you didn't. I get lost on the website, you know, it's like, because there's so much. But when you're doing it in relationship with your upline, with the person that's enrolling you, then you won't get lost in the shanty town called longevity, you know.
Now, Jeanette, you signed up 50, or you enrolled 51 people in a month.
And I probably enrolled another 10 to other people because they came through the same contact.
Okay, so all 51 or 61, depending on the stat, bought the cleaning supplies.
No.
No,
No,
they didn't.
some bought spices and
Some bought spices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some bought nutrition.
Guess what? There was
What?
57 QV came through my account in January. 5,700.
I was gonna say, yeah.
QV. And not to be sneezed
Up here by the
at.
camera.
Sorry.
They already can't understand you.
Sorry. So 5,700 QV.
I'm going to see your mouth move.
A lot of QV in any business, and it's volume. And you know, the trick to obviously is, and I have great conversations. I love chatting with people. I can chat to people all day. That's what Australians like to do. So talk to people, find out what they're interested in, because believe me, if they're going to start with something like healthy living, if they're cooking with really beautiful spices, if they're interested in Nature Direct, then you know, they're clearly interested in healthy living. And when I say that to them, I say that with assumptive language. So clearly you're interested in healthy living because you're actually using Nature Direct. Have you ever considered your internal health?
Yeah.
Great. And do you take supplements?
I do.
Oh, great. Which ones are you interested? Which ones do you take?
Right now, Organic Life, but I'm looking for something else.
Okay, I was going to say, how's that working out for you?
Oh, you are trouble.
I'm not known for being a peacemaker. But I think that's really, when people are interested in healthy living, then it just opens up this whole plethora of folio for you. And I just know that, you know, you guys we're on such a winner here. This is a really strong model. It really is. There's nothing like it. And believe me, I've got two people snapping at my heels about this product brand. And have done for a couple of years now, and they're great buddies of mine. I love them dearly, but believe me, I'm not going anywhere. I am with longevity. In fact, Sean Brown said to me, you know, in the first 6 months you want me, no, we're not with the vitamin company. And you know that banner as you walked to the convention this year with all those party girls on the banner? all Australians having a wonderful time. So, you know, it's a great brand, and I think it's from the business point of view, this is really clever. What they've done with Betty, I love, because it breaks into Europe. And once you break into the European market, you really are onto something special. So to have products like that, like Naturelic, for example, which will go into any market, nutritionals won't. Germany's a tough nut to crack. So Betty, you have a distribution set of people in all those countries. So if you are looking at building an international market, now Youngevity's gone into Asia as well. These are good markets for you. These brands will take you into those markets. Where you may have a product, it might be some keto product or whatever, where you can't get it into us. I know one particular keto company that can't distribute in Australia because of one of their ingredients. They ship from America to home. That's fine. That's where it comes from. I get it from Dallas. And so with these products, you will find a product line that will take you across the world. So if you hands up those of you who are really keen to build a big business, and I know you are, right? I just know it, okay? So put your hand up. Yeah. And if you wanted to do this, then you can start to really reach out to your uplines and really start to understand the business strategy that this company has set down, and it's a strong policy, it's a strong program, and they are committed to international growth, and I'm part of that.
Beautiful. All right. All right. So I was going to do a long, drawn-out, over-winded business presentation, but looking around here, I can see that that's a terrible idea. So what I want you to do is go home and duplicate. That's it. Go tell somebody that you are in business, show them your business, and be proud of it. And don't be just this one trick pony that just goes down this one lane, because it's crazy.
Well, you know, can I just say one more thing?
No, Russ.
Well, because we just had a gal on the Tom Chanel leadership show, which I'm still getting used to saying.
It's called the Network Marketing Leadership Show. It's like, it used to be called the Tom Chanel Show, but my kids think I'm going to die or something. So they decided that they changed the name on me, and now it's the Network Marketing Leadership Show, which is pretty cool.
With Tom Chanel.
Yeah, so I'm on it. About her?
So, and this one's very successful in another network marketing company. And she said, well, you know, she came up here, she's like, oh my God, you have all these products? She goes, what do I need? Because if I can buy them from you, then I'm going to buy them from you. So, like, literally, you don't even have to just sell to people that are not in network marketing. We have so many products, and when you develop relationships with other people in other network marketing companies, they're looking for things too. And she said that in their company they call it, you know, money already spent. Like you're already going to spend that money anyway on, you know, method or whatever you use out there. Might as well buy it from yourself or your friend or what, you know. And so it's money already spent.
Lisa Grossman, when she found out about the spice. Lisa
Grossman, when she found out about the spices, she was livid that she didn't know about the spices.
Oh, right.
But Haley Hobson, Little Oils girl, same deal, came over. Yeah, she's just absolutely, you know, she's just killing it with her. That's a bad word. She's giving it to her dog. She's not killing her dog. I got a little confused.
Like she was killing it. Like in a good way?
I don't know. The point I make to all of you guys is learn what you have, because it's your inventory. You're everyone. I said this earlier. There's a million stores just like yours in Youngevity. If there's a million distributors, there's a million stores just like yours. What sets you apart is how much you know about your store and you. That's why people are shopping from you, because you're that good at customer service. You're that good at follow-up. Jeanette knows that the 51 people or the 61 people, whatever number you're going to choose. She knows that all of those people are not going to be business builders. probably 40 of them are going to be customers. And then those last 11, most of them are going to be distributors, and a couple of them are going to be business builders. But you know what? Look at what happened to her in a month. She did 5,700 in volume. And on top of that, she's got all these people interviewed and in her queue to follow up on empower, motivate, and inspire. Document, because she went with massive action. Massive action. And Grant Cardone, Jason, and Tammy left. I'm listening to him every morning for a half an hour, and it's off the chain. Because he's just saying, you know what? There is just no substitute for massive action. No substitute. If you want to succeed, it is not 2 interviews a day and 1-3 call. It's 20. You got to understand that massive action is going to carry the day. And that's uncomfortable, but it's also true. And that's what you had to do. Can you imagine bringing 61 people into your business, into the system in a month? How many people you had to talk to get there?
A lot, believe me.
A billion.
They know I lost my throat. It's a lot. It's a lot of people.
And then it about killed you. You were a little cranky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called. But at the end of the day, she won the day.
That's right. Worth it.
Yeah, she's an influencer in longevity.
Yeah.
When people talk about you, I want to hear them say that about you. That James Earl Moore, he is an influencer. All right. I love you guys. Go home. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.
No,